Hi, I was in a marketing meeting today and a couple of words came up which reminded me of a keynote speech that I delivered a year or so ago. And those words were digital transformation. Now, digital transformation can mean a few things depending upon the context in which they're said. But in the context in which I've heard it, it's all about the kind of technology that people are using, but more importantly, why they're using it. You see, people tend to use technology differently depending upon whether they're on their own or in groups, whether they're at home or out in public, whether they're, let's say, in the workplace or in a fun environment like a concert, or whether they're at home watching TV or watching a video blog, much like this one. You see, the technology itself is really what is driving the digital transformation, but it's really important to kind of understand why people are using technology to kind of satisfy their needs, their everyday cravings. And this is the bit that I think lots of businesses are starting to cotton on to. They're really starting to see the power of technology in the way in which they're consumer facing. Sure, lots of businesses, legal in particular, are using technology to huge advantage. But of course, all of that technology initially starts from an internal point of view. So it's about how is the technology going to change things internally, and how is it going to change how our people are operating, or how we're getting the best out of our people. But when you start to really see some significant changes, I think, is when you start to swap it and you start to think about the technology that's front facing and the technology that clients can access. Because as soon as you look at that, so many doors open. And it's this kind of digital transformation that I think is really starting to get a hold of businesses, and especially in legal. And I'm really interested to see what other people think about this, how they are perceiving the use of technology for their customers, for their clients, not just from an internal point of view. And one of the things I'd like to kind of end with, because this is always short and sweet, is how digital transformation is something that will forever evolve. I'm going to give you an example. Once upon a time, people sent every bit of communication through the letterbox, or they picked up the phone, certainly when it came to law firms. Then, of course, email came around, and everyone was harnessing the power of email. A year ago, email use was down 7%. Now, why is that? It's quite an important question, and digital transformation has a part to play. The simple fact is that consumers, clients, customers, whatever you want to call them, email is no longer a really efficient or effective form of communication for them. It doesn't do what they need it to do, and it's about thinking how your business might need to evolve and adapt to a market that is no longer, or to a consumer place that is no longer geared towards using traditional forms of communication like letters or email. Anyway, I'll leave that with you. Got any comments or thoughts? I'd love to hear them. Thanks.